Hello, good evening. I am super excited about this one-day special. This is so right up my street. Hello, Ali.
Hello.
So we were joking the other day that we haven't worked together for a year and a half or something, and then and now we've worked together.
2 in a row.
Yeah, 2 in a row, which is absolutely lovely. Feast your eyes on these beautiful articles, these beautiful items that you can decorate up. Now, what we've got going on is a pick and mix of part of our one-day special. You can choose any 2 of the lovely items that we're going to show you. And these are like workshops at home, aren't they, Ali?
Yes, that's the idea. Basically, you've got everything in the box. You get a DVD of me telling you what to do.
Yeah.
I'm maybe not quite that strict, maybe a little bit. So, yeah, what you see on the counter is what you will create. There's nothing extra added. The ones you see on the counter is what you will make. Obviously, you can add to them yourselves.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But this is what you will create.
Amazing. We're just looking at some inspiration here. So these ones we have seen before, but now coming along to the newer ones, we've got our lovely steampunk hat,
which is a money box with a stopper in the bottom, so that you can fill it up with money to save for your crafting.
Lovely. We've got the steam train. There we are. We'll go through them more in
yes, because that comes with a little bit of track to sit on and everything.
Cool. Then we've got, let me pronounce this correctly, right? So it's the Entomologist's case.
Yes. Good so stuff. Think of the old museum cabinets. It's based on one of those. So each drawer is full of butterflies. You've got one focal butterfly, and then the other 2 drawers have 4 butterflies in each.
Lovely. And then the last one that we've just seen is the grandfather clock. Now, I just want to break it down for you, and then we'll really look at these in detail. Now, these are normally $39.99 each. So you can get just one with a £5 saving. However, if you go for your lovely one-day special option of the 2 on the pick and mix, that saving of the £5 is carried over. Then obviously the second one would carry over, and then you get another £15 on top of that. So basically you're saving pretty much £25. That's excellent value.
Yes, so the idea being that you can have lots of fun at home in your own time, at your own pace, and create something that you'll be proud of at the end.
Amazing. Right then, so can you tell us what we get in the grandfather clock
Right, so the grandfather clock, you get everything that you see. You get the working clock, including the battery.
Love
you
that.
get the clock face. So the great thing is you decorate this all up and you get a little bit messy, and then you put the clock face on and it pings. You get the faux books. Now, I show you how to make the faux books, and you get the book spines, but there's no reason why you couldn't put real books inside those covers.
Yes.
You could make your own. You get all the MDF, you get the decorating twine, because I love the feeling that gives you, and you get the decorating mediums. And I'm saying that like that because I want to show you in the first demo, because not many people guess how I do that technique on the MDF to create that look.
Lovely, there you go. So, so like you said, you've got the mediums in there. You
get your glue, you get everything. So what you see is what you will create.
Wonderful, and it's just beautiful. I love how oldie-worldy it looks. And the DVD literally holds your hand, doesn't it?
It does. So you'll get instructions on how to build your clock to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And then on the DVD, I take you through the decorating, how to create your books, and then I'll also say, oh, you could do this, you could do that. So you can put your own personality into it. Obviously, you've got shelves there. The front of the clock opens to be a little secret cupboard. We haven't put anything in the secret cupboard, but there is a secret cupboard. So you can get to the back of the clock, but obviously it's a little secret cupboard as well, suitable for hiding maybe your chocolates in there, you know, if you have somebody that likes to steal your chocolates.
Yes.
You know, things like that. So you can put your own personality into it, but the ones on the counter, exactly what you will create.
Amazing. Now, busy, already busy. We are 10% of the clock already gone, and we've got a deep stock here. I just think it's absolutely exquisite. And the fact that it's working is amazing.
It's a working clock, so you can have that on your... also on the DVD, I explained to you, if you want to use those 2 shelves, but you still want to have the books, I show you how you can make the books faux, so they're faux books anyway, but they're shallow, so you still have the look of a bookshelf, but you can put things on the front of it. So it's a functional thing on your desk as well.
Yeah, lovely stuff. What now? Katie just said something in my ear and then I've forgotten what she said. Oh, of course, you're right. What she's saying is you are picking any 2 as part of your one-day special. So, hey, if you want, you know, 2 of these, absolutely fine to do. Wonderful. All right then, moving along, we've got the Entomologist's case. I know I'm going to have trouble saying that. What do we get in this kit?
Right, so basically, I say this is based on the old museum. Think of like the Natural History Museum. I have memories of a child lifting up the big wooden doors. So I wanted a cabinet that had the doors. So basically, the doors on this open, but each tray fits into the box underneath.
Okay.
So if you reach over, you can pull one
These
out.
ones?
Yeah, they all slide out.
Oh, amazing.
And then the handle that slides them out becomes the base to put them into the top, so you can display them at different times.
Oh, look at that.
So the doors open.
Yeah.
So you've got the real feel of the, you know, the museum case.
So clever.
You get the wood stain for this.
Yeah.
You get all the stickers so that you can create your butterflies. You've got, I'll call it a stamp, but you've got the piece of equipment you need to do your faux writing in the background.
Yeah.
It has to go next one down because
it's 'cause I'm doing this
yeah, because you're doing it back to front. But in order for it to be completely secure on the top, we have it go right through.
Cool.
That makes sense. It is hard when you're upside down, by the way,
I will do it when you're demoing, if that's all right. But it does
yeah, because you're
definitely
reaching
fit in.
over. But yeah, they all slide in and out, so you
Yeah.
can mix and match. But yes, you get all the butterflies. So again, what you see, you even get the Latin words that go on the front of the drawers.
Amazing.
You know, so all the bits and pieces you need. You get your glue again. You get this time you get a wood stain, which is what gives it that beautiful effect. And that's also what you use to create your aged paper. Which again, we even put the blank paper in so that you don't have to go hunting around and raiding the printer for your copy of paper, because I should imagine everybody's going through paper like it's going out of fashion at the moment.
Yes.
But you'll see there's the stickers and there's the Latin words, which are actually 3 varieties of butterfly. One is Latin for swallowtail, one is Latin for peacock butterfly, and one is Latin for monarch butterfly. All of which are in the stickers as well.
Love this. Okay, so that's your second option. Then your third option, of course, is the steam train. Very, very busy for the train as well now.
I did think, because when I put it on Facebook, it got a lot of attention. We've put black gesso in here, but obviously you could paint it in any colour you want. It's MDF, so it will take whatever colour you want. So if you want to do it in red or blue or green, you can do. We've also put in some gold mica, because I love the effect that you get with the gold mica and the black gesso to give it that brassy look.
Yes.
So you'll still, even if you paint your train red, you'll still use a bit of the black gesso to create that brassy effect. But yes, it's even comes on a little bit of track.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
So if you're displaying this at home, I would put some fish tank gravel or something underneath to make it look like it's on, you know, if you want to really display it. But even inside the cabin, there's faux levers and things, but you can't overly see them, but they're there, so you know when you're painting it up, you'll see them.
Amazing. Look at that. Okay. So that is your third option. Mind you, picking any two, don't forget. And then the fourth one that we've got, which I adore, I love them all, but with the Steampunk Hat.
Yes, so this is a money box.
Right.
So it's got a little slot at the top and it's got a stopper at the bottom. It comes on a stand, and I show you how to, you get all the faux leather, you get the mirror, you get the strips so that you can do the faux rivets, and then I show you how to do the other decorating things like making your own chain to go around the bottom and things like that. That's what the DVD is all about. But you get, again, everything that you see, you get to do.
Amazing. But look at that, like you said, all the faux leathers there. That's just so cool. It really is. £54. And, oh no, we're still going, haven't we? We've got more options. Yes, yes, yes. So those ones are the new todays. These ones you might have seen before, but perhaps you missed out on them. So these are still part of the pick and mix. So we've got the curiosity cabinet.
Yes, so again, you can see where my passion lies. The only thing you don't get in here is the little jars, but I work on the assumption that you probably have got little jars kicking about. Or you can, you know, make them out of all sorts of things. But I do show you how to make the little journals that are in there, the scrolls, you know, all sorts of different bits and pieces, how to do the labels, how to age it up. And you get the fabulous kit in itself, which all folds up to be a solid box, but then it all folds out, and it's got doors and it's got drawers, and it's just, there's so much movement and interest going on. It's just crying out for you to put your own personality into it.
Look at that. That's
so that all folds in for transportation, if ever you need to go and transport your curiosities around.
You can put herbs in here.
Yeah, it would make a really good spice rack.
Wonderful. Still going on then. All right, we're 20% of the stock already gone. Like I said, it is busy. Please don't wait until tomorrow to check out your basket. Right then, so we've got our lovely Steampunk Skull here.
Yes, now I was having a conversation with a lady on Facebook, and she was like, well, can we not make it into a, can we not have a lady? So if you bought this one last time, may I suggest you take the techniques from the Steampunk Hat and give a feather and maybe some flowers, and you will have a partner for your steampunk man. So Bert needs a girlfriend.
Yeah, his name's Bert.
And Septimus, so they're two that I know of.
Yeah.
But again, this is if you've never done anything like this before, this is probably the easiest one.
Oh, that's
because it's a
interesting.
cast skull.
Yeah.
So that's already there, and then it's a bit of painting, a little bit of decorating. But also, if you are an experienced crafter, there is so much scope to add your own personality to it. We give you some cogs, we give you some embossing powder, so you can have a go at heat embossing and things. But again, it lends itself. So if you've got old broken watches, broken jewellery, get it on there and you can really build these up. And it's quite interesting because people say that, oh, I've named them once their personality comes through. And it's true, even though it's a skull, they do get personality. And just, you know, how you put the hat. So today, he's feeling particularly jaunty because he's got his hat on at a jaunty angle. Put it on straight, he's very stern.
Yes, yes.
I love it. It's just so much.
There we go, pop him on there.
He's very dapper now.
He's very dapper, isn't he? I do like it to the side though as well. But yeah,
I do. I don't know, it just gives him a little bit more humour.
Yeah, and character. Now, the next one, I really like this one as well. We've got our travelling salesman. So, look at that. Yeah, go for it.
This is, think Wild West with the guys with the snake oil and all the remedies for all sorts of things. Possibly not great for you. But again, through this, so it's a fabulous kit again because it all folds up so that the door shuts and he can trundle off. But it's the making things to go inside it. So we give you the plastic, we give you the paper, we give you the string and things like that. And I show you how to make little faux jars and stuff. But again, if you've got things kicking about, everybody will have bits that they want to put into this. Yeah. All your out-of-date herbs and things like that are fabulous because you can put those into the little bags. You get all the stickers so that it will look fabulous. And I show you how to do the staining. It's just, you can get lost in these for hours. And these are something, because it's a kit and you've got everything there, you can dip in and out as you please, but you can literally lose yourself for hours and sit and make things. And what's nice with ones like this is while bits are drying, because it's a wood stain, it always takes a little bit longer to dry. So that's when I start making bits. Right. And I discovered how to make little faux boxes and little tiny, I love working tiny. Not great for demonstrating on telly. Hello, I'm just making this teeny tiny thing. But yeah, you lose yourself. And it reminds you of those films you used to watch when you were a kid. The old black and white ones. Absolutely love it. I love the poison. I love the skull and crossbones. Oh yeah, there's a lot of poisonous stuff in there. Good stuff. Not sure they'd cure anything. Okay, but still, all good. And then we've got one more here. What's his name? He's Mr. Nuts. Mr. Nuts, because I suppose nuts and bolts and everything as well. Yes, and he's based on a nutcracker. Of course, yes. So that's where the shape came from, but I made him steampunk. And he's kind of like the light-hearted court jester of the group. Yeah. But also I thought he's really great with youngsters because there's not much. There's a bit of gluing and a bit of painting, but it's a really good one that the kids can get stuck into. And again, because he's got his face that you stick on, even if they're quite slapdash, he will still come out looking really good because then you add the goggles. So it is a good one to get the kids involved with. Love this. Right then, so you're picking any two. Remember, if you were to go for them individually, you've got a £5 saving, and of course then you get a second £5 saving if you got two of them. But then that £10 carries over, and then you've got a further £15. So basically you're saving £25 in total. We've spread the cost for you, 2 payments of £27.49. This is the ideal, I think, set of projects to do in lockdown. It is, and that's how it came about. I've always wanted to do takeaway classes because when I do in-house classes, I'm in the middle of the country, not accessible for everybody. And also some people can't do an all-day workshop. It's just too much. Especially if you've got dexterity problems or, you know, you can't sit for any great length of time. So it was kind of like, well, if we did takeaway ones, and it was like, oh, we'll do that later, we'll do that later. Or we're busy. And it's kind of lockdown happened. It's like, right, there's no excuse now. No, we've got to do it. And what's fabulous is we're able to reach other people with these. We've had them go out to America. We've had them go to, to Europe. And, so it's like people that wouldn't be able to come to a class. And you can do it at your own space and your own speed. But you don't have to worry. Everything's there. You might need a pair of scissors, but generally you can tear things. Glue's there. Everything's there. But I do know that some people will buy the same one as their friend, and then they'll do it by video, which is really fun, and I think that's fabulous. So yeah, it's something that you can really get your teeth into. And what you see is what you've not got to go, oh, hang on, I haven't got that. Because we can't just nip out to the shops to get things. So it's quite hard for me because I'm also one of these that changes my mind when I'm teaching. But even when I'm doing the DVDs, I'm going, but you could do this as well, or if you've got this. So there's always scope with all of these to put your own personality into them and add to them.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't necessarily the finished thing, but they look fabulous as they are.
They do. They really
do.
do.
And anybody can do these.
Cool.
So, you know, if you want to get your other half into crafting because, you know, they're driving you up the walks going, oh, why is that taking over the kitchen and the living room and the stairs, you know, like they do. You know, get them something like this because they can really get stuck into it and, you know, have a peep into your world.
That's really cool. I like that idea. Right, we are busy. Across the pole, we are losing percentages and percentages of stock. Now, we do have extras for you. Let's take a look at the website because we've got adhesive ephemera. We've got this really cool one that's got like potion bottles, which I really like, and there's clocks and... oh, OK, right, Katie's saying, well, why don't we have a look at them? OK, that works. All right, then. But get ahead there. We've got a really good set of the plaster casts are there. That you can decorate up however you like. Love that. I like the one with all the locks. That's a rusting kit. So It's got rusting powder in and vinegar, which means you activate the rust and it creates fabulous effects. There's also some copper swirls in there, and as you know, I've got a bit of a passion for copper at the moment. Yes. So yeah, that's another fun one. That comes with a book as well, so that's really good for inspiration. If you're just wanting something different, that's a nice one. Fabulous. All right then, we've got the chemistry lab. So what have we got? Some pop-out shapes and then some fabulous stickers to pop on.
Yes, so basically this is our new MDF and more, because I really like doing sort of quite messy things, and then I'll always get paint over something that I didn't want to.
Yeah.
So the idea with these is you build up your scene, and then right at the end you put the corresponding sticker on, and it makes it pop out, and it's perfect. So you've got the test tubes, but with the test tube, if you look at the MDF behind you, can you see at the top it's got the little rack, so you can make a little test tube tray.
Cute.
Like this.
Okay, well, Jimmy's coming in. Here he is, he's coming in.
Can you see that little, so the little test tubes come
that's
in
adorable.
and out of the little test tube tray.
Nice.
It's cute, isn't it?
It is, it's really cute. And then, and you can see we've got a few samples here as well. See, doesn't that look great? Look at that, it looks really funky.
Yeah, so it's that mad scientist. And again, I was thinking how cool would these look in the curiosity cabinet and things like that. So all of these were sort of with a mind of, oh, they would look good on that.
Cool. The next one then is the frames, and these look really realistic.
They do. So you've got sort of photographic stickers that go over the top, and they match perfectly to the MDF.
Yeah.
So again, you can create. But the other thinking with these is they are really nice on your cards and things because they're lightweight.
Yes.
So you can just, you know, create something a little bit more personal, a little bit. But that does look like a proper gilt flame.
Does.
Frame. But it's flat, that's what I was trying to say.
Amazing. And then the third option is the pocket watch. Now in each of these, by the way, you get the 3 sheets of your MDF and 3 sheets of the stickers.
Yes, so you've got plenty to play with. The watches are fabulous. Some of these are very steampunk and very Alice in Wonderland sort of feel, you know. So again, they're absolutely beautiful, but they look so realistic. They look like they're domed, but they're flat. So again, if you are making cards, and I do think we are sending cards at the moment, just for the sake of sending somebody something through the post, and you want it to be fairly flat.
Yeah, nice. All right, each option there is just £11.97. Item number is 190721. I'm going to ask you to send in any of your pictures. If you've got like the curiosity cabinet,
definitely.
If you've got Bert or
Bert Septimus, please.
Yes. Send your pictures to studio@hochanda.com or pop them onto Facebook, because we love seeing what you've been doing. Please check out your baskets. It is so busy, I cannot tell you. And these are the projects you're going to absolutely adore doing. Right, over to you then, Ali.
Right, so we're going to literally just start at the beginning and work down. So I hinted that the grandfather clock is a little bit unusual. And when we had it at work, Christine that works for she went, oh, Ali, what have you done? Have you used coffee? Another one of my friends went, have I used gravy? Do I have a reputation for using unusual things? But believe it or not, it is actually stained with black gesso.
Okay.
And the true story of how I discovered this, I, being the tidy crafter that I am, may have accidentally dripped a mucky paintbrush onto my MDF, wiped it off and went, ooh, I like that. So let me show you. And don't worry, all of this is on the DVD. You don't need to remember any of this. I mean, my husband never remembers anything I tell him anyway, so I shouldn't be surprised. Right, so
Oh,
really wet.
quick stock update, if I may, Ali.
Yeah.
Because a third of the stock of the grandfather clock has now gone. And as I said, we have a deep stock, so don't miss out on these. It's a working clock as well, which is awesome. And don't forget, you've got that little secret panel, little secret compartment. That's so good. I love anything like that. Oh.
Right.
Right, go for it. Sorry,
So
Ali.
I'm going for a really watery. This probably shouldn't have been the first demonstration. I apologise if my hands are messy for the rest of them.
Already, yeah.
So really watery gesso.
Ah.
So you're almost just staining it.
Yeah.
So you literally put it on and wipe it off. And now you've got, and what I love about this is it's not even.
Right.
So you get that aged weather look. So how easy is
It's
that?
really
and you
easy.
just go over. And the nice thing is, if you go too heavy, you just get a brush and you wet it down and you take a bit of kitchen towel and you just work it on. And then you've got your beautiful aged. And then all you do, your dirty water, you drop your twine into it to stain that.
Ah, yeah,
then
yeah.
when it's all dry, you glue that on. The reason being, if you were to put glue onto here, and I'm saying this because people might be thinking, actually, that sounds like a good technique.
Yeah.
And again, I go through it on the DVD, so you don't have to remember. If you put glue down, it acts as a resist. So you can actually almost do like a marquetry effect, because
Oh,
you can
yeah.
do a pattern in the glue,
Uh-huh.
let it dry, then do the wash over the top, and you'll have two colours of wood.
Very cool.
So that
Like
is
that.
really cool. So I apologise for the state of the place already.
Don't you worry, you can
What's
be as
that?
messy
20
as you
minutes
like.
in. Oh, that's quite good for me. So you basically do the entire clock like that while that's drying.
Yeah.
Now, this is very important.
Okay.
Any of the kits, do not throw your cardboard box away straight away,
Right.
because sometimes we utilise a little bit of the cardboard box.
Cool.
And at the moment, did you know the price of cardboard is going to skyrocket because
I've
there's a
heard of that.
shortage?
Yeah, because everybody's ordering online. Yes,
and
I
it
heard
costs,
that.
we actually had to wait 6 weeks for pallets of boxes
Good
because we
grief.
have custom boxes made. And yeah, so please be precious with them. Don't just throw them away.
Yes.
They're precious. So, but we're actually going to utilise this to do our books.
Excellent.
Now, in my one, they are just faux books. They're just lumps of cardboard. But when I show you how to do the cover, there is no reason why you couldn't actually make a little journal to go
Wouldn't that be
inside that.
wonderful?
That would be amazing. And if I'd have had time,
Yeah.
I would love to do that. But again, these are things that you can do. You know,
You carry on with, you know.
yeah. Yeah, you could do, I mean, we give you 5 spines, but, you know, once you've seen this, it's like you could make your own
Yeah.
and things like, you know, and then you could have a whole rack of them. So what you do is you cut one of the flaps off. I'm distracted by what's on the
I
bottom
know,
screen.
yeah, you can see it. Do you want to see it? Shall
Yeah,
we show
go on,
it?
because it's not fair. I can see it, nobody else can.
Okay, so the picture is because it's in our monitor. Right, this is from Pam. It's
It's
awesome.
brilliant. Look at that. And doesn't that make you want to go and start using all those things?
Yes.
Yeah, that
That's-
is fabulous. And I love the fact that the draw's in use, that, you know, that is brilliant. Love it.
Pam, thank you so much for sending it in. I can see all your lovely crafty goodies. I mean, that's a great way to use it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, good stuff.
I think
Keep them coming in.
Devo keeps his glitter in his.
Does
All
he?
his little bottles of glitter, I'm sure he
Ah.
does. Right, so I've taken the flap off one of my cardboard boxes, and then I've taken one of the spines and I've stuck it sort of roughly in the middle.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to trim. I'm not measuring. I'm not doing it with a knife. I'm just doing it with scissors. Hey, these are antique books.
Yeah, right.
And then where the corrugations are, I fold along
Nice.
to create my spine.
That's nice. It's
We
really
were
handy.
measuring the gaps in corrugations to get the spines right.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now, obviously, this is a bit flappy.
Okay.
So if you wanted to do the full-size books like I've done, you leave it like that. If you wanted to do, like I said, about having a faux row of them at the back and still leave yourself,
Yeah.
you just trim this down to the wraparound.
I see, yeah.
Right, to make it more dimensional, more bits cut off your box, and you just cut yourself, hang on, I did work this out, 7 pieces for
Okay.
the thicker spines, 6 for the finer spines, but you'll work it out when
Yeah.
you... So you just cut yourself some squares. Apologies, the glues have got safety lids. That's
that's
another
good.
problem we've been having.
Really?
Plastic bottles.
Oh my goodness, who knew?
I know,
world's
there's
gone
weird... Yeah, well, all the things to go in them, we're fine.
Yeah.
It's the containers seem to be the problem at the moment. So if you get a random bottle, don't worry, it's the contents that matters.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm just putting a little blob of glue.
And I love that you even put the glue in for us. That's excellent.
Well, it's one of those things that could stop you dead in your tracks
Yeah.
if you haven't got it.
Yeah.
And quite often the glue features more than just a glue.
Yeah.
It does the rivets. And then a bit of glue on the top there.
Cool.
And then you just grab something with a bit of weight, because you want to fold that over, grab something with a bit of weight, put that on the top,
Let it sit.
leave it to dry, and then you've got your book that when it's on the shelf, nobody would know that that's not.
So real.
They look
Ali,
so, I'm
brilliant.
so pleased with those.
Yeah.
And I say, if you wanted to, cut them down a bit shorter so that it sits back and you can put things on. And then they can even lay down in all sorts of different things. But I think they would be fabulous as real, because the card makes brilliant covers and make that into a real book. And if you're not very good at making your own books, get little notebooks about that size and just glue them in.
Yeah, well, that's a nice idea.
Yeah, so you've still got it and it would just look fabulous on there.
Yeah, and you can pick those up cheap as chips.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And you've probably got them lurking in the cupboard.
Yeah. People that like to buy other people like gift sets of those, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. And if you did, say for example, you thought, oh, that card is showing, you can do exactly the same thing as I did on the outside.
Yeah.
Just the same.
Yeah, I like
Put it
the
on
staining.
and just stain it down.
Yeah.
So it gives it a little more of an antique look. If you wanted to, take a bit of gold to the edge there and make them a really posh book if you wanted
Nice.
to.
Or a lot of people actually have like wood grain papers anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent stuff. Do you need a minute then?
Yeah,
Or do you want to go-
I'll grab some bits to do an entomologist box.
Lovely. Okay. Busy, busy, busy. We are now 40% in just 26 minutes of the grandfather clock gone. You get everything that you need. You've even got the clock itself, the working mechanism. Ali has even provided the battery for it, because that's a really annoying thing. You know, Christmas presents, you get them and you can't play with them. Look, yeah, and of course Christmas, nothing's open. But you've got the DVD. Ali will take you step by step, hold your hand to make this. You've got all the wonderful book spine stickers here. You've got the glue, you've got the black gesso. I love those stickers, they look so real. Here's the clock face. You've got, of course, all the MDF pieces that are really, really nice and easy to slot together. You've even got the twine to make that clock face look so ornate. 40% of the stock of our grandfather clock has gone. It's such a cool clock. I love it. Now remember, you are choosing any two for this price. So if you want to get two grandfather clocks, of course, go ahead. But if you want two that are different, then the next one that we're looking at is the Entomologist's case. And remember, all the doors open and everything. Let's pick this out. So this one picks out, and then you can open the doors like so, see what's inside. Isn't that fabulous? And then you can see you've also got the drawers. Oh, sorry. And when you pull the drawers out, they will also fit on the top of this, so you can mix and match them. Again, you've got everything you need. You've got the DVD, you've got the glue, you've got, did you say this one was the wood stain effect?
Yes, so we'll have a look at that in a second.
Cool, nice. You've got the butterfly stickers down here, all your MDF, you've got your acetate, again you've got your twine, and you've got the DVD. What you see here, as Ali said, is what you will make. Lovely jubbly, so that's your second one. Third new today is the steam train. See, it fascinates me because I don't know how you do the engineering to put it together.
That is my husband. It actually started with Mr. Nuts,
right? Because
he's the cylinder.
Okay.
So then all of a sudden we've now got a cylinder that is in the mix of what we can use to create.
Wonderful.
And he took one look and went, well, steam train, of course.
Why not?
And so thus a steam train was born.
Excellent, look at this. Look at this, it's just a thing of beauty, isn't it? It's very, very grand indeed. So again, this is what you're going to make. You've got everything in the kit to make this. You've even got, did you say it was mica powder?
Yes, so that's gold mica powder, which you mix with water or occasionally a little bit of black gesso to create like the brass effect.
Amazing.
And just like a little wash of it over just gives it that metallic look.
Lovely. And is it easy to put together?
Yeah, fairly easy, yeah. I mean, you get with the larger kits, you get step-by-step written instructions.
Oh, excellent, okay.
So that you see a photo of them, how they go together. So, yeah, that's the one for the entomologist box. Everyone has sort of similar kind of step-by-steps.
Cool.
And then on the DVD, it's more of the decorating. But quite often, with things like the train, you get to a certain point, like you don't put the roof on to begin with because it's easier to get in and paint and things like that. You know, the front doesn't go on, the stoppers don't go on straight away.
Yeah.
So it sort of works in conjunction, but the whole idea is that you can work at your own pace and you're never completely on your own because there will always be me on Facebook or on the phone.
Yes. Stay busy, you're very busy. Lovely. Next then we've got the Steampunk Hat, which is actually a money box. I liked your idea of, yeah, you can save up for your next crafty purchase.
Exactly, yes. Although we're probably not getting as much loose change as we did. But
No.
again, this is great for kids as well, because, you know, everybody loves a money box, and it has got a stopper in the bottom. Now, even the stopper in the bottom was much hilarity, because it's like, well, do we have it really loose or do we have it quite stiff? So I confess it is quite stiff, so you can't get at your money easily. It's not just going to drop out, oh, it all fell out, I've got to spend it. You know, the debates we have at work are very serious.
And do we even get the stand as well?
Yes, you get the stand, and it's done so that it's at a nice jaunty angle, so that, you know, it just again adds that little bit of interest.
Absolutely.
And it's not just a straight. And I show you how to make the faux chain. So again, you could make that go all the way round if you wanted to. But again, if you've got broken jewellery, an old pocket watch, all of that would lend itself beautifully. I show you how to make the feather to go on the hat, because every good hat needs a feather.
Absolutely, I totally concur. So again, you get everything you need, and the DVD too. Then we've got some back by popular demands. So here is our curiosity cabinet. I love the fact that everything moves. Look at that. So that, and then this whole thing can fold in like so, and you've got a drawer at the bottom. I mean, Pam's photo was just phenomenal. Love that. This is one of my favourites.
And it's actually surprising how much you can fit in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I say, the fact it folds up, so if you don't necessarily have a dedicated craft space, it does sort of close up so that, you know, it looks neat from the outside if you want to. But again, it's just all the different interests and the things. It takes me back to the old pharmacies, you know, where they used to be behind, and then they'd open up a cabinet and get a little jar out and things. It's all that kind of idea.
Yeah, I love this. Do you know what? I'd want to. Can you do wardrobe size, please?
If we don't mind piecing it together, my router's only 4 foot by 4 foot, but yes, we can work on it.
I'd love that then. Keep all of my craft stuff in. A third of the stock has gone. Again, look how much stuff you can fit in, because that's Pam's there that she's sent to us. Look at that, using it for your craft stuff. Could be using it as like a little herb, what am I trying to do? Well, curiosity cabinet, couldn't you? You just, whatever you like, but they're beautiful. Then we're moving on to, this is our Bert, this is our Steampunk Skull. And again, you said this one was probably one of the easiest.
It is, because it's fairly straightforward. The hat is a combination of MDF and card, and then the stand is just 2 bits that slot together with the nice plaster cast at the bottom. You know, so it doesn't take long to build. It's not like the curiosity cabinet where you've got to do a bit of building. This one pops together quite quickly, but then you can get lost in the decoration.
Absolutely. Then coming over here, this is also another one of my favourites. This is the Travelling Salesman. Look at all the detail that Ali's done for you. You know, just look at this. So favourite injections. What's that? A remedy for when you have that thing. Ooh, it's bringing all sorts of things to mind. There you go. I just love it. All the little pockets, all the little bags. I'm like you. I love miniature. There's something really interesting about it.
There is fascinating, and like making a little brown paper bag. So I looked at how you make a paper bag and then just made it smaller.
Yeah.
And you can get totally and utterly lost in and you start looking. I mean, bizarrely at the moment when I'm out walking the dogs, there's loads of empty tiny snail shells. So of course I've been gathering those up.
Well, they're cool.
You know, so you start looking around at little bits of twigs and branches, because that's the sort of thing they would have had. You know, dried herbs. You imagine they all had all these things hanging, and all the sort of things that they would make remedies from and stuff. So you can add all of that to it and make it completely. And it doesn't have to ever be completely finished. You can always be adding to it.
Totally, loving this. And then here's our, did you say Mr. Nuts?
Mr. Nuts.
Here he is. Here's another nice, easy one to do, and he is quite child-friendly, isn't he?
He is, yeah, and he's sort of got a bit of a cheeky face. He's not. Some people think of steampunk as quite sort of dark and maybe a bit sort of scary, but he's kind of like a bit light-hearted and a little bit funny, and you know, so he is ideal, and he stands about 70 centimetres tall, so he's a good size. Yeah, I think him, you know, either side of the fireplace would look good, or by the front door. Yes. You know, I think would be really good.
That's fabulous. So remember, if you were to buy these individually, at full price, they'll be £39.99. Now, we've got £5 off those when they're singles, if you know what I mean. So then £5 and £5, £10 plus, if you go for the pick and mix, an extra £15. So you're really saving £25 there. And you can spread the cost, 2 payments of £27.49, 203872. Right, this rust kit, because I've not, again, because we've just how we passed like
Yes,
ships in the
yeah.
night. I haven't seen this. I love rust. I find it fascinating.
It is totally fascinating. And we've put gilding flake in here as well, because actually the way that rust creeps across gilding flake is
interesting.
fascinating. But the book is really interesting. It's not a very thick book,
Yeah.
but it's got fabulous photographs in. And it's really interesting in techniques on how to stain fabric with rust. So you've got double-sided adhesive sheet in there. You've got the rusting powder and the all-important vinegar. Now, again, we've put some vinegar in.
Okay.
Now, most people have got it in the cupboard, but you can guarantee if you want it, you haven't got it.
Yeah, I haven't got it.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
we've
like
got
it.
little white vinegar. And there's also these copper curls, because, again, copper and vinegar, you get some lovely patinas.
Yeah.
Sprinkle some salt on as well if you really want to go to town with it. And heat.
Right.
Copper and heat is amazing. So it's all sorts of things to create that patina, that old look. And I just think that with the steam train, because it doesn't have to be a fully, it could be one that's on the siding that's been forgotten about, you know, the whole ghost train, haunted trip. You know, I just think it's something that complements these kits beautifully.
Lovely stuff. $14.99, that's a really good price here. 425,215. Next up then, here we go. We've got a fabulous texture pack, wiggle mesh and moulding mesh. $9.99, that's full, that is, full of wonderful goodies. 001897 is the item number. Okay, you can give us a call, 01733 60 2000, or fastest way to check out is online at hochanda.com, and keep your photos coming in if you've got any of these lovely items from before. Over to you, Ali.
Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the wood crystals that you get in the Entomologist box. Now, this is my original tub, and I've used the same tub for the Travelling Salesman, Entomologist box, but you get a brand new pot and you will use it loads. So basically it needs some water to activate it. So I've just wet my brush and I'm just going to paint that onto my MDF.
That's a lot richer than you think.
It is, and it's not really the colour you expect. It's fabulously. And I'm also purposely sort of going all over the cutting mat because I will be using that in a minute.
Okay.
So it just goes on and it soaks in and gives you, you can water it down and go lighter, or you can go really rich.
Yeah.
It's just fabulous stuff. Soaks in really nicely. But in that respect, you must build your Entomologist box first.
Okay.
Not necessarily the drawer fronts that I've got here, or the door fronts.
Yeah.
But again, I explain all that on the DVD.
Because it swells a bit, I
Yeah,
suppose.
but it also means that once it's built and you've used this on it, it makes it extra strong.
Okay.
Because it does swell up and...
Yeah.
Right, so you can see how fabulous that makes it. But to keep everything in tone, we also use this to age up our paper.
Cool.
So you get enough paper in the kit, and I kind of just, once I've done all the painting, I go round and I mop up and I just add more water, just so that I'm getting fabulous aged looking paper.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. I'm going to dry this a little bit to do the next thing. Because if you notice, in that kit, you get some twine.
You do?
But I challenge you to find where the twine appears in the kit, in the built one.
Oh, I see what you mean. Hang on, I'm going round the front.
Sorry, Alan.
No, it's all right.
I'll make it work.
Right. I'm opening the drawers. Sorry, everybody.
I have set quite an impossible challenge. It is a very important part of the kit.
Okay. I don't know.
You use it as a stamp.
Oh!
You see the faux writing in the background?
Oh, I see. Hang on then, I'll go back round because poor Jimmy can't get a shot otherwise. Hang on.
Sorry,
Right,
Jimmy.
back round.
He loves me, really.
Yeah, have it there. Right, have a look in the background of the, just up here, Jimmy. Coming up, coming up, coming up. It's on the papers, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. And that does look really effective, actually.
And this is something I did years ago, first time I did it. I wanted a script in the background, but I didn't want it to be readable, because if you put script in the background, people read it. Very, you know, and it's distracting. But I wanted the effect of it. And typical me, I couldn't wait to go and get something to do it. So I looked around, and I always have a roll of twine near me. And I looked at it and I saw all the little loose edges and I thought, oh.
Genius idea, Ali.
So that's why you've got some twine. And I've specially chosen the twine because it's a good one.
Amazing.
And I've just got it wrapped around a block of something. So you can wrap it around your acrylic block or anything. So I'm just drying this. I want this to be fairly dry. At home, I have been known to throw these in the oven.
Oh,
to dry
be careful,
them out.
Though.
Yeah, if you've done dinner, turn the oven off and then just pop them in and they'll dry out, and it just gives them a nice feel. But heat gun works as well. Sure. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some water on there, put some crystals in there.
Love those crystals. Wow.
You can see how strong they are.
Yeah.
Right. And then I'm going to take my twine and I just sort of mop it up.
Yep.
And then
that's such a brilliant technique, that.
Press it.
Who knew?
If you use your acrylic block that you can see through, it'll be easier for you. But there you go. You've now got your faux antique journal background.
Amazing.
Okay, so let's put a butterfly on it. Oh, while it's still a little bit damp, I'm just going to tear the edges a little bit, just so that I can curl it up.
Then gives that aged look.
It does, just curl it a little bit. You don't need much, but you just do tiny little tears and just, as it dries naturally. See, sometimes it's nice to let it dry naturally because you get the wobble.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. And you've got enough paper that you can make a few. I tend to make up a whole sheet and then decide the section I want to use. Okay. It's easier that way than cutting it up first. Yep. So there's our little background.
Brilliant.
Right. We've also got the bit that's going to go behind our nameplate.
Oh, yes.
Like so.
Yep.
And we've got our Latin to go on. And then we've got our clear acetate. This gets used in multiple ways. It gets used in the doors to be the glass. By the way, this is very challenging. At home, I would recommend putting something underneath. Yeah. Right, so I'm just going to go roughly, I know it's there. Okay, so I'm going to stick my butterfly on. Cool. Now, because we're sticking it onto clear, you don't have to be able to cut out perfectly. Just cut it out roughly. Yeah. Okay, because nobody's going to see the excess because it's clear, which is fabulous.
And the butterfly stickers, everything, it all comes in the kit.
You do. You get one sheet of normal size butterflies and one lovely focal butterfly. And I chose this one because it's one of my favourites. Yeah. But again, if you can add your own things in as well, you know. And also, if you've got your own things to go in, this gives you butterflies and things to use on other projects. We try and sort of give spares of things as well. It's like we've given you 2 lots of the Latin names in case you wanted to add them to the trays as well. So just cutting out loosely. Cool. Now, again, because we're going on to clear, normally I'd say you can have artistic license with antenna, but because we're going on to clear, we can leave the antenna and just cut like a V, cut the excess out, but you can leave a decent border around them. Cool. So normally if you look at anything else where I've cut butterflies out, they might be antennaless because I may have decided I couldn't cut round that. Nice. Right.
Let me know when I can show pictures because I can see them. I can see them in the monitor.
I haven't looked up, so I haven't seen them yet. Right, so once you've cut it out, you then fold along the side of the body. Yeah. And when you attach it to your drawer, you just put glue on the body and then it will sit with the wings sticking up. Nice. Like that.
It looks so I've seen pictures now as well. Yeah, you see it. Yeah, Jimmy's just framing them up so that we can show them. That looks really cool. What a great idea about that twine.
It's brilliant, isn't it? The first time I did it, it's like, oh, that's so effective. Yeah. And obviously you get uneven splots, which is just like real old aged paper you would get. Great fun. And a technique. I try and include a technique that you can carry across to other projects. Yeah. It's not just for that project. So
nice. We've got about 10 minutes. What do you fancy?
Oh, shall we do a little bit on the Steampunk Hat?
Sure. I will just. I'll just do my thing.
We've got to look at those pictures as well.
Got to look at the pictures as well. Okay. Very, very busy. We've got the grandfather clock. You get absolutely everything that you need, the DVD, even the mediums, even a working clock. We are almost half the stock gone in just the first live hour. And as I said, we've got a deep stock here. So that is one of your possibilities. You can go for the Entomologist's fabulous little case that Ali's just been working on. Again, you get everything you need. You've got the DVD, you've got your butterfly stickers, your MDF, you've got your mediums. I love that rusting medium. I love that. Love that. Indeed, you've got the drawers that come out, so it's just fabulous. Look at that. Okay, then another option. Remember, you're picking any two. You've got the steam train. A quarter of the stock has gone on your steam train. I mean, it's a real focal point, isn't it? It's a I'd have this bang on the living room table as a thing of beauty.
Yeah, and I think it's got to lend itself to have a light in it somewhere.
Please, yes.
Because you've got the little space where the fire would be.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that, you know, maybe a little light in there.
Nice.
But as I say, just because we give you black gesso, it could be painted with any paint. So if you've got acrylic paints or anything like that, you know, we can all think of a train it reminds us of that you could paint it up to look like. You know, it could be a personal favourite steam train. You can add names to it. You can personalise it. But I just think it's so fabulous.
Amazing. And then our last new today is our Steampunk Hat. And it is a money box. So there's a slot in the top for you. Again, you even get like the faux leather for the glasses and everything. So everything is there that you need. And it's just beautiful. I love it with, is it with the gold gilding wax?
Yes. It's like a coppery bronzy colour, so I thought it gave it a deeper colour. If you look at the pot, you can see it's more of a copper colour, which is really nice. It's just a bit different, a bit deeper.
Yeah. Nice. Then, so those are your 4 new todays, but backed by popular demand, the Curiosity Cabinet. Nearly half the stock of the Curiosity Cabinet has gone. Again, as we said, look at, you can fit so much in there. You've got the doors, the whole thing will shut too, but I'm not going to do that because you want to see inside. And then you've got a drawer at the bottom, which is awesome. This one, very, very busy indeed. Then moving along, we've got our Steampunk Skull, which again, you can pop his hat on at a jaunty angle or wherever you fancy. So he's a nice, easier one to do, should you wish. Then moving along, we've got our travelling salesman. I love this as well. And the doors will shut and you've got the drawer at the bottom too. Have you?
It all folds up. The front bit folds up onto the table then folds up and the doors shut and it becomes his wagon that can trundle off.
So cool. Actually, just let me, because you can see that bit, but if I just turn this, look, can you see there? Look, you've got the seats, and then if I turn this one, all the little details are just phenomenal. Love it. And then coming up, we've got Mr. Nuts here. He's another backed by popular demand. Love it. And look at his buttons for his coat with his cogs.
Got to have cogs.
Love it. Oh, we'll see the reveal, if you haven't yet seen him, of his face from the Nutcracker.
Yes, so he's got a rather spectacular moustache.
He has, doesn't he? Amazing. Okay, so if you're going for your pick and mix of any two, remember it's not just £15 you're saving, but you've got savings carried over from the individuals. Those are further 2 sets of £5 there. 2 payments of £27.49. If you are going to spread the cost, 203872. Pictures. Ian, hello Ian. Look, using it your MDF.
That's fabulous. That, believe it or not, is the Steampunk Frame that we did about a year ago.
Oh.
And if you look at the base, he's laid it on its side to become the base for his paper mache airship. Really clever way of looking at it, really different.
Oh, here you go, this is the base.
So that's actually a frame. So all he's done is turned it on its side.
Amazing.
And from that, and I love the way that the mind goes, oh, I could do that. And that's what it's all about. It's sparking that imagination and then take it to there.
Brilliant stuff. And then the next set, these are from Patricia. Hello, Patricia. Oh, sorry, we're just coming onto the screen. Thank you, Ian. There you go.
That looks fabulous. Oh, I love the little pot with the broomsticks in.
Oh, my gosh.
Love those.
Yes.
Oh, they're really good because they look like raffia.
They do, don't they?
That's lovely. Look at the flowers.
And I love how they match, actually.
Yes.
Very
Look at the
much
little book at the top, the little boxes at the top there.
Amazing.
And envelopes. Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Like that. Very clever.
Yeah, it's about inspiration, isn't it? Don't forget, Ali's back at 8 o'clock. So if you want to send more pictures in, because we just love that. Right, over to you, Ali.
Right, so I just wanted to do the decoration for the hat, and the reason being, on the conversation that Mr. Steampunk Skull needs a wife, is I think actually you could just do a couple of these little techniques and transform. So if you've already got the skull and you want to get a second one and make it a lady, these are the sorts of things. So to do the chain, I've cut some very thin slithers. Now, the reason I'm doing it now before I move on to something else is I'm going to put a little blob of glue. Now, if I tried to roll these round to make it into the chain now,
Yeah.
it would just keep pinging undone. So I do the spot and I leave it for a few minutes while I do something else.
Okay.
Then that starts the glue in the air, starts the drying process, and it means that it will grab quicker when I come to do it. Normally I'd blast it with my heat gun, but because they're so small and fiddly, they're going to fly off. So this is a sort of a cheating way. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to do the feather. So I've just taken a bit of the black card. You get all the black card in your kit.
Cool.
And I've cut like a leaf shape. Keep it folded in half.
Okay.
And then you start, sorry, there's no other way of describing it. I feather it.
Yeah.
You
just obviously don't go all the way to the end.
Yeah, so you're just going to leave. And because this is card, I quite often do these with paper and it's a bit more delicate. Well, these are card, so it can be a bit more robust.
Yeah.
Okay. Then open it out and then I just fiddle with them.
Yeah.
And then I just sort of snip the odd one off.
Makes it look more real.
It does, yeah. So just at a bit of an angle. And I do that when it's folded out so that you're not doing them symmetrically, because of course then it would look. And then just fiddle with them. Things like this are always better if you fiddle with it a little bit.
Cool.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then that's ready to go onto your hat. You can add your gilding wax. But I think that onto the skull, that same technique, would make it. Right, so now the glue on here should have started. If I roll this round, not quite, it will start grabbing. So, but you're basically going to make, it's like a Christmas paper chain.
Yeah.
But you do it with really skinny pieces. Okay, I am sort of holding this.
I know, bless you.
It does grab, but say at home, if you've got the heating on, it grabs quicker.
Yeah.
But you can see you start joining that together. And again, you add a bit of gilding wax to it. Add the and this is a silly thing, but because your brain goes, oh, actually, shouldn't I do the gilding wax now while it's flat?
I was thinking that.
But it makes it harder for the glue to grab.
Okay, yeah.
So it's actually better to do it. And also, when you've got it actually made up as the chain, you can give it a little bit more shape, because you can add some to the outside and not the inside, and create a bit more texture. That's not the best shot, but you can see you just start linking it together, and that's how you make your chain.
Fab, like that.
Just so simple, but really adds. And then I just drape enough, because it's only used as tiny strips. And to be fair, when you start looking around, you've probably trimmed those off when you were doing something else anyway, so you can add bits to it. So add a bit of silver card to it if you've got it lying around.
Nice.
You know, just to add that, and then just have it draping around, and away you go. You've got your chain.
Lovely. I tell you what, should we show? You know, you're saying about, obviously you get absolutely everything in the kit to make it what you see here. Should we have a look at some of the bonds at the back? Some sort of, because again, like you were saying, you can put your own spin on it.
You can, yes. So basically what we've got one of this is the curiosity cabinet, but instead of doing it just with the wood stain that you get in it, I did white gesso first, so it gave it more of a nautical feel, sort of a beach washed, and then I've just filled that with little bits of found objects. Quite a lot of ephemera used to spruce up the found objects, because that's what I do. You know, bits of rock and all sorts. And then next to it is the Entomologist box that again has just got found objects. So I backed that with a bit of map. So again, it could be a piece of map of where you found things. And then there was a doorknob I found, but it wasn't actually crackled, so I used some of the crackle ephemera on it to make it crackled. Bit of wood, a shell, and then just glued on. And actually on that one, each drawer is different. So over the next show, I'll swap the drawers so you can see a different one.
That would be
because
great.
they're all very different inside there.
Lovely.
And then I did a Christmas one.
Nice.
Like you do.
Yeah, lovely.
You're doing, you know, January.
Oh, and I love that you've done it. You've got like crackle on the window.
Yes, so I use the crackle ephemera, so it gives it a frosty look.
Hang on, let's do this. There you go. You can see that there, hopefully, because I know we're on a funny angle there. Excellent stuff. I've had such a blast, Ali. I really have. So just one more time then, remember you're new to days. You've got your grandfather clock, which is absolutely flying out the door. You get everything that you need, even down to the battery for the working mechanism. Don't forget, every one of them comes with a DVD. You've got your Entomologist's case there, brilliant. I love looking at all the different ways you can do it. Then you've got your steam train, and then last but not least, you're new to days, you have got your steampunk hat, which is of course a money box. Here are the other ones as well, but I know we are running out of time. Under the same item number, and you are choosing any two. And remember, in total, £15 saving, but then a further £10 from the carried over savings. Thank you very much, Ali.
Thank you very much.
Loved that very much. Please join Ali at 8 p.m. when she'll be back with our Janice. Don't go anywhere.